So, is it working now? I mean, it's very annoying when YouTube decides to change everything, um, which they just did. So the camera was not working on the when I just a couple of minutes ago I tried to start this live stream and it wasn't working at all. But now it is. Okay, let's see here. We have sound, hopefully. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I hope you can. I'm sure you will let me know if you can't hear me and if you can't see me. The problem was I started the live stream a couple of minutes ago, and Frosted Blake, thanks a lot. And no image, no camera. Yeah, but they sometimes on YouTube they will redo the whole redesign the setup on things here, and that is just very annoying. But okay. I just did a first a housekeeping, as they say. I just did a members only live stream, but it's an awkward time because it's I think now it's just too late for people in North America, and it's very early for people, especially on a Sunday morning, for people in Europe. But it is what it is. I wake up early and I do my writing, and then sometimes like this I do a live stream, and that's just how it is. I'm normally too busy during the day, so yeah, so here it is. Now, there was something I was going to say, and now I forgot. Yes, I'm in my office. So I have 3 offices, actually, or my study, if you will. That's why it looks rubbish, because I was just sitting down in my chair here, and yeah, so it's not a studio, as you can see, for filming. Now let's see. Lots of people in the chat. That's awesome. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get into the topic in just a few seconds, but you know, I want to mention, I'm going to try to reply to your comments as well here in the chat. Some comments I cannot reply to, because then the whole thing will be taken down by the overlords, YouTube overlords. But let's see. Yeah, okay. First of all, yes, well, okay, that was what I was going to say, actually. If you want to give me a super chat, that would be awesome. You can also become a member to this channel. So BB, well, thanks a lot. And a long story short, says, I am from New York. Ever been to USA before? I have been to the USA. I've been to New York twice, actually. Okay, so yes, you can give me a super chat, which is very much appreciated. You can also become a member to this channel or to my other channels here on YouTube, and that means you will pay A little bit, not much. It's not very expensive. Brian, well, thanks for becoming a member. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot. And what you do get is that I do mostly live streams that are for members only, and there will also be some videos when I have the time to make those videos for members only. Let's see. Yes, and also please consider the giveaway I'm doing on Bjorn Outdoors. Maybe I can write that here. Let's see. Oh, apparently I cannot. Yeah, Bjorn Outdoors, that's my new channel. And there's a giveaway. You can win a backpack. So now, okay, let's get into the topic. It's been 6 minutes already. I think that this is the time to work hard. This is the time to hustle, as they say. It's a nice expression. I work very hard these days. Well, I guess I've always worked hard, but I wake up early in the morning. I do my writing 1,000 words every day. And actually now I do take one day off every week. And then I work on my videos for YouTube. So just as a side note, people keep saying, go to this or that platform. They are not censoring you, and they are mentioning BitChute and Rumble and so on. Now, when it comes to BitChute, their terms of service are unacceptable, so I'm not uploading videos to BitChute anymore. Rumble is a little bit better, but they are, and many people don't know this, they are demonetizing most of my videos. They choose not to monetize my videos if they are political in some way. And the money I'm making on Rumble it's almost nothing. It's almost nothing. It's like, I think maybe I've earned $1 so far. And I cannot be making videos if I'm not making money on those videos. That's just how it is. It is part of my professional life. It is also a hobby, but so is my writing. I need to put food on the table. I need to make money on what I'm doing. It would be irresponsible if I spent that much time on something that is not making me and my family any money. So I'm just being open and honest about this with you. I do not want people to leave my YouTube presence and go to other platforms, because that would harm my income, that would reduce my income. So don't do that. If you want to watch my videos, please stay with me here on YouTube. And the other platforms are also censoring. And I think when they get bigger, the censorship will just increase. Okay, Just Watch, thanks a lot. I very much appreciate that. You're saying you like all 3 of my channels. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Prepper Node says, Bjorn, have you considered revenue through affiliate deals? Then it wouldn't matter whether the platform is paying. Well, I have affiliate deals, and it's a good that's a good suggestion. I do have affiliate deals. You will find those in the video descriptions to my videos. It does matter a lot if the platform is paying or not, because if they're not paying you now, if they don't have ads on your video, they will not promote that video. They will probably bury it in the system, so we won't see it. You won't even get it suggested. Why would YouTube promote videos that don't have ads on them? They won't, because they're not making money on that. So it's all connected. Okay. Yes. This is the time to hustle. This is the time to work hard, simply because I think we are moving towards a recession. Now, I have a background from economics, meaning that I studied economics in university for 4 years. And what we're seeing, in several countries, at least in Norway, is that the politicians, they are pointing at the curves. It's all going up. It's all going up. It's wonderful. Now, you can say a lot about that, okay? But if the stock market is going up, it doesn't mean that the economy is healthy. Those are two different things, okay? So, and also there's a delay in this. You can hide you can hide a recession in the numbers, so to speak, for 1 or 2 years. And I think that within the next 10 years, we will be in a recession here in our part of the world, in the West. And I'm saying 10 years because I don't want to say 1 year. I don't want to say when, but I think it's coming. And I think it will not be 10 years, but it will be here soon. But I won't try to say it's going to happen then and then. I'm just saying it's going to happen. Everything is looking like it's going to happen. And that's why we need to make money now while we can. And also, I'll get to that part about making money, because there are lots of misconceptions about that, especially among preppers. Laurie Davis, well, thank you. And thank you for the donation. That's wonderful. Ditching the Grind. It's a good name. And thank you for the donation there. And Pasasi Murano, Valhalla. Yeah, well, yes, absolutely. Okay. Now, I follow some prepper channels, and there are lots of people there talking about the economy, and they're quite sensational, and they are very dramatic. Ed, thanks for joining as a member. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot. So typically, it's very easy to see that these guys, they do not understand the basics of economy. There are a couple of exceptions. I must say, there are a couple of exceptions. So I'm not talking about all the preppers on YouTube and so on, but typically they do not understand how the economy works. They have simplified, they are looking at it in a very simplified manner. Well, it's not that complicated, really, but I do not subscribe to that philosophy that money will be worthless in the near future. I do not see that coming. But I will say that anything that you can't eat or use has no value until you transform that into something that you can eat or wear or use, like money in the bank. Lots of people are saying, well, I don't think you should take all your money out of the bank and buy silver or gold. Because the banks won't let you withdraw money. It's a very popular opinion to have these days. I do not support that at all. I think it's a recipe for disaster, to be honest with you. If you say that I would rather invest my money in a property, in land, that's probably wise. It depends a little bit on where you're living. If you want to invest your money in something that you know will increase in value, that's probably a good idea, because money in the bank is dead. It's not doing anything. It's just staying there. The interest rates are very low or non-existent. So I know this is not a popular opinion to have, but I need to say this because I don't want any of my viewers to do stupid things. And I think if you 1 month ago you bought a lot of silver, by now you will have lost money. Last time I checked, because the value just plummeted. And then it started rising again. So when it plummets, that's when you want to buy, silver. It's just an asset for investing, right? And speculating and so on. So just wanted to say that we need to be grounded. We need to be sensible. I think that if you now invest in like a year worth of food for your family that you will eat anyway, that's sensible. If you buy some precious metals and you keep those safe, that's probably sensible. But if you take out all your savings and you buy silver, that's crazy. I don't think you should do that. Okay. And yes, of course, yeah. I have to say also that I think it's sensible now to reduce your debt. If you can reduce the amount of money you own to the bank, do that. Because that's where they will try to get at you first, right? So, okay. But again, I have to say this, I'm not a financial advisor. But then again, if you call up someone who advertises, I'm like being a financial advisor, they might try to sell you something that will profit them first and foremost. Okay. Yeah. And also guns and ammunition. Things are heating up in some parts of the world. But please remember, and lots of other preppers are saying this as well, you can't eat your guns and you can't eat ammunition, can you? So if you have 10 guns and 3 months of food, well, it's probably better to have 1 gun and 1 year of food. That's just my personal opinion. You can call me crazy, but anyway. Colleen here says, I'm almost debt-free, just need to finish paying off my house. That's wonderful. Yes, you can hunt with a gun, of course. And that should be for most people the main reason why you have a gun. But again, I live in Norway. Things are quite, and I live in a rural area. It's quite safe here. And now let's see. It would be different in a city in the, I guess, in the USA. So, okay. You know, we're moving towards a very difficult time. And before things, well, people say before it gets better, it will get worse. Yeah, but it might stay worse for a long time. We're talking like 10 years. It could stay very bad for 10 years or more. This is going to take time, you know. It's going to take a lot of time. This is not going to be over like they keep telling us in the news. You know, it's at this point it's like what the governments are saying now. It's just comedy, and it has nothing to do with the truth or science or anything. And they have moved out into the twilight zone a long time ago, and they do not even have the support of those, I don't want to say scientists because that's not what they are, but those advisors who were there to start with. They do not have even that their support. There's a lot of political pride going on, and it's all just crazy. So, and they keep saying, well, now we have the V, and it's going to be better now. We are on our way out of this now. No, we're not. No. I'm quite amazed that people think that. There are people that think that. And I can't say, you know, what I know here on YouTube, and I can't really say what I think when it comes to that. But please go and look at the numbers. You know, just go and look at the numbers. I see a lot of theories here in the chat. I can't read those out loud because of censorship, but you know, yeah, I can nod. I'm quite amazed of how some people, lots of people actually, they just keep following what the governments are saying. And then you have, like, I would say the vast majority of doctors and scientists, they are just shaking their head and in disbelief at this. We have, yeah, I'll try to be careful. So also, I would say that this is not something we should be too obsessed about. At this point, you should have moved on, you know? At this point, you should have, now you in a general sense, not you, but we, like people, should have moved on because we have understood that this is not going to end anytime soon. And we need to separate ourselves from that insanity going on there, okay? And that's why from the very start, I've been saying, and other people as well have been saying, that we need to fend for ourselves now. I'm not talking about, I'm not an enemy of guns, but I'm not talking about fend for ourselves. When I say that, I'm not talking about sitting on your own in your house surrounded by guns. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking responsibility for building your own future, you won't be getting any help from any official authority or anything like that. On the contrary. And that's just what we have to do. There's nothing new about that. It's been like this before for most of human history. It's not going to be very dramatic. It's not going to be very even exciting, or it's just something that we need to do. Now, there will be people who will just bend their knee and do as they're told, but I will not be one of those people. So, and the same goes for most of you guys as well. Yes, Denmark Bear says, get organized, no violence. Exactly. Gabriel is asking, how many years of food is a reasonable goal? Well, it depends, I guess, but at some point I can't really answer to that, but at some point you need to grow your own food, right? So I'd say if you have 1 year worth of food, you're in a very good position. And it's unrealistic for most people because of space to have much more than that. I don't have 1 year worth of food for my family yet. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Australia. Yeah, what on earth is going on there? Australia and New Zealand, what is that about? It is the worst I've seen so far. And the things these almost cursed here. I'll say it in Norwegian. Drittsekkene are saying, officials down there, what they're saying is it's almost unbelievable that they can get themselves to say what they are saying. And I honestly don't know, but is there something else behind? It makes you wonder, because those statements are so extreme. They're saying you can get the thing in you just by walking past someone outside. No, you can't. Well, I guess it's theoretically possible if that person coughed right at that millisecond when you walked past and turned against you and coughed in your face. But only it's not going to happen. But they keep saying that. And these people, they must know it is not true, right? Yeah, well, Boomer McBoom, Norway says Norway does not have a gun culture. We do. You'd be surprised. And also, for obvious reasons, I do not talk about those aspects to anyone except my close family. because I'm on YouTube, right? And for the same reason, I'm not saying you're wrong here, okay? But I'm just saying, well, you are wrong when Norway does not have gun culture. We do have a gun culture. There is a gun in, I don't know, that there are lots of guns. Most homes outside in the countryside, they have there is a gun there, okay? And there are lots of illegal guns. It's not talked about a lot. Those illegal guns are old guns. They have not been re-registered and so on and so on. So we do have a gun culture. There are lots of guns here. When it comes to it, let's talk a little bit about that. If it goes sideways properly, people from the cities will be heading our way. It's something one should plan for, but I do not think that will happen. And why? Why is that? Because it gets really cold, right? In Norway, it gets really cold in the winter. In the summer, not so much, but it's not like you would have people leaving the cities and driving to some house somewhere out in the countryside to rob that house. That's not very likely. I don't see that happening. But anyway. Okay. Let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah, it's like I have to tell you again, you know, I am not going to tell you everything, right? Especially about this topic. It's about it's because of privacy, and it's like I'm not going to say this is my house. I keep all my supplies here for obvious reasons. I'm not going to do that, you know. Also, I'm not going to talk about personal defense on YouTube. Why would I do that? Tactically, it would be unwise to do that, right? So you please try to understand what I'm saying here. Okay. And I do feel, I'm going to repeat this, you know, I feel that lots of people, even in Norway, they have a focus and an obsession with guns that is unhealthy, because it's unrealistic to think that that's how you're going to get through this. I will say that having no means of defense is unwise, but you know, there are other things that are far more important. Can you be comfortable spending 1 week without food out in the wild? Can you do that? Have you done that before? Because you might have to. At least here in Norway, if you move from one place to the other and you don't want to drive, that's the reality you're facing. Could you do that? Have you done that before? Yeah. People are getting angry now, I guess. We are the remnants. That's actually proper funny. and true. Yeah. Okay. 5 days without food will drive you crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't go 5 days without food. I'm talking about if you spend 1 week out in the wilderness, you need to find food. I'm talking about that. Do you have experience in that? Do you know which plants to eat at which seasons in your area out in the wild? Have you studied that? It takes a little bit of time. Do you know where to find fish and so on and so on? I'm saying fish because that's abundant here in Norway. So Philippe says you don't need to kill animals to eat well. And in such a scenario like a week out in the wild, it's probably easier to eat plants. I would go as a meat eater. I would get very hungry. But anyway, okay. Raymond says the human brain is the best weapon we have. Learn, train, practice. Arkansas Big Dog Hensley says you can live off the woods and creeks around here. Lori is asking, how are the fur kids? They are doing well, thank you. And if you watched the video on Bjorn Outdoors where Elvis got hurt, he's fine now. And Henna says, live chat is meaningless. Well, why are you here if you think that? Okay. So, yeah, well, for those people who are now, well, thanks a lot for the donation. I should get an afro and become the Norwegian Bob Ross. Yes, that would be funny. Carly says most people are overweight, and that's good. They can live off the fat for a while. Well, yes, but also no. I would say my personal opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong, but my personal opinion is that it's better to be quite fit because I'm not a big fan of this philosophy, the prepper philosophy that you should be a homesteader and you should put all your faith in staying in that one place. I think if it goes proper sideways, it's unrealistic. You will have to move. You will have to be mobile. You might have to walk. You might have to become very physical. You should be able to walk like 15 miles a day for a week. You should be able to do that. Anton is asking, do you have any advice for people like me living in a tiny country where people exist everywhere every couple of kilometers? Yes. Plan to move if you can. Gabriel is asking, that's a very interesting question. I'm planning to do a video on that. How would you get your family to buy into prepping? Well, my advice is you don't talk about it as prepping. Rather, talk about, well, typically it's the husband, the man, who wants to be prepared, right, for the zombie apocalypse. now wants to be prepared for whatever, and the wife is a little bit more mainstream, maybe. Very often it's like that. Not all the time, but very often it's like that. And you need to talk about this in a positive way, so that, for instance, it's better to say, let's grow our own vegetables. It will be organic and healthy. It's better to say that than to say, let's grow our own vegetables, because it's all going to go, it's all going to collapse very soon, and then we'll starve if we don't do that, if we don't start growing our own vegetables now. So try to frame it in a positive way. Yes, JA says the hardest thing about the prepping scenario is medical care. If you require medications to survive, if you need medical equipment, and so on. If you require glasses but lose them. Okay, let's find Henna and get Henna out of here. Okay. Henna is gone. Renee Mack, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the donation. Carly says, what do you do when people ask you for help, but you only have supplies for your family? Well, I would say for me, it would be very easy to say no, but to people, except when it comes to children, starving children, I can imagine it will be difficult, and they will show you their children, like they'll come to your door and they will say, my baby here is starving. So part of your preparations should be to have something to give away. Not so much, but something. Okay, Spell Madam. Well, thanks a lot for the donation there. RG is asking, will you vote this year, Bjorn, or have you lost all hope? I will actually vote, yes. I was thinking that for the election now is it like 3 weeks now? I wasn't going to vote, but then I found a small party. I won't tell you which. And I do disagree with them on several things, but I agree on the topics that are most important right now. So I will vote for those. Okay. Do you actually believe that your vote matters and elections are not rigged? I don't like that question. I do not think that elections are rigged in Norway. I do not think that. I do think that elections in other countries have been rigged. Absolutely. But I do not think that they are in Norway. It has to do with the fact that our political system is a little bit different than in, for instance, the USA. And Christopher Hansen, when will your books be available in English? Well, thank you for the donation. I don't know. Because they decided to close down everything with lockdowns. That process got just halted completely. And It's yeah. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Felipe Marquez says, you a whole goofball. I think that's not so nice. And I don't know if you're referring to me or someone else, but it makes me block you. Okay. Now, and also, I'm going to say one thing. It's I'm getting annoyed now because there are two things. Two things. Well, basically, it's one. It's the same thing. It's one thing I don't like. I don't like it when people say that I should look something up. I don't like it when people say that I should research something or that I should read a certain book. It's one of the worst comments I see. Because I need to be in total control of that myself. I'm never going to read a book because someone suggests I do it. I'm never going to look something up because someone in some comment says I should. That's not how it works. And to be honest with you, I think it's good advice not to do that. Okay. Read the Bible. I'm not going to read the Bible just because someone says it. I have read it before. I'm not going to do it again anytime soon. And EM says, why am I only subscribed to two Bjorn channels? What's the third one? It's called Bjorn Outdoors, I think. Bjorn Outdoors is the one you're missing there. What do you think about minimalism? It's okay. It's great, but this is not the time for minimalism because we need to have a storage of food and other items that we will need. Okay, Doberman says, Björn, why are you ignoring the fact that so-and-so can track us down in the woods? With all their technology, no escape, bro. Well, they can't. Lots of people think they can with satellites and drones and so on and so on. It really isn't that simple. Well, of course, if you are carrying your smartphone around and there is a cell phone reception, of course, you will be tracked. They will know where you are quite exactly, actually. But I don't have a smartphone, and very often when I'm out in the woods, very often there is no cell phone reception there at all. Okay. What I would say is that being critical is extremely important now. There is a lot of conspiracy theories moving around on social media. Authorities are big fans of some of those. I do believe that we should look at proper science, proper scientific reports and so on, and be critical to what we read now. Commentary: you can't discount religion. I don't. As you know, I'm a Norse heathen, so I am a religious person. I do not discount religion at all. I find a lot of wisdom and foresight into the texts that I keep close, so to speak. And I think most people would benefit tremendously from reading the Old Norse texts. And here is another look into. I just said I'm not going to look up or look into something just because someone says so. Resverg, well, thanks a lot for the donation. I appreciate that. Shiblander 4 says, what is your opinion on communism? Communism is one of the worst ideologies out there. It's extremely dangerous. Saint Pharma says, Old Norse texts changed my life. Yeah, there is something in there, you know. You can't find it. It's unique. It's unique. And another commenter: Rumble only truly monetizes to Americans. Well, I don't know. They are monetizing some of my videos, but only the ones that are not political. Okay. Matrix Rogue says he will die on his hill of beliefs, like most old-timers. Okay, I don't know if you're talking about me or someone else, but okay. Ice Vogel says, whatever people say, keep thinking for yourself is the most important. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes, now let's talk a little bit about the FDA's coming approval of the thing. I can't even mention the company, but you can see that in the chat here, hopefully. So an FDA approval will mean that probably more mandates will be put into place. And now that we know they already have lots of mandates in place, you can only imagine what's next, right? It's going to get even worse. Because they will say, well, this is approved now. This is approved and it's okay then. So if you refuse it, well, you will have to be a second-class citizen then. And that's on Monday. That's the rumor. The rumors are saying that's on Monday. That's in the USA. Or was that only in New York? I can't remember right now. Now, I have an advantage living in Norway. And the advantage is that Norway seems to be a little bit behind the rest of the world. At least we are not as totalitarian as some states in the USA. So, but what we are seeing is that many of the things happening over in the USA and in places like, well, in continental Europe, is coming to Norway after a while, and but that gives us some time, which is an advantage. It gives us some time, and so it's easier because of that. I just wanted to say that. What do you think of Viking heavy metal? I do listen a lot to Amon Amarth. I really like that, and also I was out filming for TV with some of those guys, so that was great fun. Now I have to take a look here. Riff Margos says, I wanted to show some support to a fellow heathen. Well, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. Okay. Now, yeah, I am reading the comments and I'm nodding, but there's a lot of things I can't say. And people need to realize that it's not only YouTube censoring. The thing is that these systems, these platforms are now integrated, and that means you have to be careful. And I hate that, but the only safe, well, almost safe place is if you have a website, which I do, and but basically, people say go to another platform. Well, you know what? It doesn't really matter that much anymore, because if you say something on one platform, you can be punished for that on other platforms. And now PayPal is even moving into that game, censoring game. So it's not looking good at all. Okay, Christopher Hansen says, perhaps you would consider telling the story of your books on a live stream, like a virtual campfire gathering. Well, maybe I could talk about my journey, so to speak, as a novelist. So yeah, that's a good idea. And again, MGTOW Anonymous, I hope you're not mad at me now, but you're mentioning Bilderberg meetings, and those are deeply concerning to me, because then you will have people, elected officials, meeting with proper bureaucrats and big wigs from the globalist so-called elite. I don't like that. I don't like that these unelected people get that kind of influence on the elected people. And I don't think that, for instance, the Norwegian Prime Minister is any... I don't like her. And yeah, okay, so thanks for mentioning that. Okay. Our parents in Norway forcing to take the V, or I don't know, the V on their kids to the opening of schools. Not yet. Gabriel is asking, will no job come to Norway? If so, what will he do? I hope it doesn't, but I don't have a job, so I don't care. Well, I do have a job. I'm self-employed. And also my wife is, she could, if they said, you have to get it or you will be fired, she would just say bye-bye. And because I do make enough money to put food on the table for the whole family. But we are, I don't know. I want to say I don't think that will happen here. But in reality, we do have some companies doing that already. Yeah, well, Norway, Odin Son says Norway has been weak for a long time. I don't think Norway is weak. The Norwegian people are naive. That's the problem. And also they are just falling in line. It's not a pretty sight. Okay. Okay. Now here's the thing. In Norway, when it comes to the numbers of people who had the V, I'm looking at those numbers. The numbers that I have, they don't add up, because they're saying that we have this percentage of the population now fully V'd, if you will. But if you add up the numbers that are supposed to make up this percentage, right, they don't add up. But maybe I don't have all the numbers. But it's just a bit odd, isn't it? Is it true that are those numbers fake? I wouldn't be too surprised. Exactly. No. Some words, like curse words, will be blocked from the chat, so please keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So if you want your comment to show, you should avoid those words. Sean, well, welcome as a member to this channel. That's wonderful. Thank you. Pamela, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. Okay. Okay. Villain report. No, did I miss that one? Was that this one? No. This one. Oh, Villain report says I film and live stream the writer's crimes in Portland. I'd love to see you collect clips of the rights with commentary. Yeah, I would love to do that, but I do not use any material, maybe you have noticed, made by other people to make videos. That's just not me. Okay. RG, thanks a lot. Yeah. I will say that I do live streams for members only, and those I would recommend those because, of course, you would have to become a member first to this channel, because then we don't get the trolls, you see, in the chat, and I get more time to reply to your comments in the chat. Yeah, Montana Grease fan. Yeah, I've heard about that. That's wonderful. VP says, a rich guy can't be a truther without getting money. Goodbye. Yes, goodbye. And I'll block you. This is a funny one. Okay. And I get this sometimes. I get this comment that I shouldn't make money from what I'm doing. And there's nothing new about that idea, because you will have people like for instance, if you take one of my videos, you download one of my videos and you put it on your own YouTube channel, for instance, I will come after you and take down that video, or rather YouTube will do that. And then some people, they shout and they cry about that, because what they're saying is, well, can't you see I'm doing advertisement for you? First of all, I didn't ask for that. Secondly, you're not. You're stealing. And this idea that I shouldn't make money from what I'm doing here, it's a very odd idea. Can you not see that this is a profession? It's like telling your carpenter, well, you should work for free, right? And yes, you can find lots of YouTubers not making money on their YouTube videos, but they all want to do that. They all want to make money on their videos. There's a difference between making videos just so that you can make money and making money on your videos. If I did this for the money, I would not be making videos like the videos I am making. I will probably sit down and make gaming videos and stuff like that. I would probably say yes to the offers I get every week from Chinese companies, gaming companies, and they are offering a lot of money for me to advertise for stupid mobile phone games and rubbish Chinese-made outdoors equipment. And you won't see that on any of my channels, and there is a reason for that, and it's called integrity. So those people listening to this who want to criticize me for making money, you can go somewhere else. Please leave. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you in the chat. I don't want you to watch my videos. Okay. So yeah, I do have I'm very confident when it comes to my right to make money on what I'm doing. Thank you, Bubu. That's kind of you to say. Now, also, when it comes to people, YouTubers advertising for, things they obviously don't use or like, I don't want to criticize people for doing that, because they also have to make money. And lots of YouTubers, it's their only job, and they have to put food on the table, right? So that's a decent thing, Okay. And, we all understand what lies behind criticism for making money. It's envy. That's what it is. Now, I work 60-hour a week. That's around there. And I work 7 days a week, most of the weeks. And as I said, we need to make money now while we can. It's wise to work hard now, because we are moving into a recession, hence the title of this live stream. It's now. Now is the time to make money. Now is the time to hustle. Okay. Denmark beer. Well, that's a proper donation. Thanks a lot for that. Thanks a lot. Are you invested in crypto? Not really. Not really. I do have a crypto donation option for those who want to donate crypto, but I don't really invest in crypto. Okay. Who do you recommend again for accurate news? It's very hard to find accurate news now, but I think that what I do is this. I try to read news from left-leaning sources and right-leaning sources, and I trust none of those. Okay. I also try to look behind the news and find the facts that the news are based upon. And very often I will find that the news are not correct. Okay. I do realize that there are topics I do not understand well. Okay. So I know I have my limitations, but when it comes to topics that I do know about, I very often find that they are not representing the news channels. They are not representing reality at all. Okay, let's see here. What's your opinion on Sweden? Do you think Norway is more conservative? Yes, Norway, I think, is more conservative than Sweden, but I think that could change now. or fast. It's changing fast. Also, Sweden has been, I think, less draconian when it comes to lockdowns. Mount Romer, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the donation there. And Sleep Fairy, wonderful. Welcome as a member to this channel. I see now I have to stop the live stream soon. Some YouTubers make money preaching the word. That means, does that mean evangelism? Is that what it means? Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I guess there are those as well. There are some questions I can't really answer here because of how they are framed. The word means they're referring to the Bible. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, what can I say? Christianity has a very long tradition for the church has a long tradition for getting money from people. You seem tired. Well, thank you. Yes, and I am. I broke my neck when I was in my 20s. And after that, I've had a lot of headaches. So I normally have headaches in the morning. So yeah. Anarchy Tattoo Studios. Well, thank you for the donation. Let's see. Even though your platform is much needed for freedom of speech and depth of thinking, much respect. Thank you. Do you think they have given us this outlet in order to control our opposition? It seems to me they have boxed us in. I don't know. I think it's mostly about money for social media platforms. They will just follow the money. That's their number one rule. I don't know. It would only be speculation, you know. It could be. Okay. Okay, let's move down here in the chat. Tommy 2x4. Well, hello there. So, you know, when it comes to religion, well, especially, well, when I say religion, I should say Christianity. I can say that I think, and I've said this before, it's just very nice when people say God bless, or they say, well, I'll pray for you, and things like that. It is very kind, and it's wonderful, and so But I don't like so much when people say you should read the Bible, because it assumes I haven't. And also, in there lies a certain idea that you will find all the answers to everything there. And I do not think that is true. So, and to the people who write that and say that, would you have liked it if I said you should read the Havamal? You probably wouldn't have liked that, you know. So it's tolerance. That's the word. Goes both ways. Martina Schillen, well, thank you for joining as a member. That's wonderful. Okay. All the answers are in the Bible, though. No, they are not. You can't really back that up by anything. So I could say all the answers are in the ancient Norse texts. That statement is just as valid. And I'm saying that as someone who has read the Bible, and there is so much wisdom and beauty in that book. But not all answers can be found there. Well, maybe you think so, but people need to understand that just because you think so, it doesn't mean it's correct. It doesn't mean it is the truth. Again, tolerance goes both ways. Here we go again. Yes, the Bible has the answers. You need to have faith to know that to be true. Reading it from a scholarly point of view is not correct. Yeah, okay, I disagree. You should always read from a scholarly and point, and you should always be skeptical about what you're reading. Okay. I won't get further into that, I won't get further into that. Just let me say that I absolutely respect your opinion. It's just that do not expect me to believe the same, Yes, good question. What happened to MailChimp? That is my provider for emails. Now, there are two problems with MailChimp. They have jumped onto the censorship wagon. Now, they will not be censoring me. It's not like that. They could censor. I don't like their policies. And also, that's a bigger problem, actually. They are raising the prices a lot. So I will probably be, I will keep sending out emails through MailChimp simply because it's a pain to move that to another service. And the other service wouldn't be any better, probably. I will send out these emails with several videos, say a link to my website, basically, link to my website rather than putting the videos in there. Okay, so don't leave me on MailChimp because, well, you can if you want to, but I would rather that you stay there for now. So, yeah. Okay. Emil Schellborn is asking, why are the Norway teachings not more highly regarded by more people around the world? Well, that's very easy to answer, because of we were just talking about that censorship, right? And my belief system was censored so heavily through hundreds of years that you would be killed if you were a Norse heathen, you would be killed, right? Okay. Trollkatt, that's a very good comment. We've all been animists through our entire earthly existence. Some areas of the world have been worshipping desert gods, well, for about 2,000 years. We Scandinavians have not. Some yes, but most not. And Peony, that's also an awesome comment. Peony says, I'm Christian, and I respect you for that, of course, but I believe someone should not push their beliefs onto someone else. God gives us free will. He does not force us to follow him. We should follow that example. Yeah, that's a great comment. That's a great comment, and thank you for that. And Nina Grazia Van Dijk says, can the Christian people please just have respect for other beliefs? We respect you too. Yes, we do. And then, if you don't believe in Jesus, you are already lost. No. I think you're wrong there. But that's just something that will, I know how that goes. I know how that tune plays, so to speak. And I will add that many of my good friends are Christian people. So, yeah. Again, it's what I would like to say about this when we are on this topic. I was going to end the live stream now, I'm ending it very soon, but there is a certain beauty in Christianity, especially when the kind that I see in people who have a close connection with nature, and they will say typically things like, God is all around. He's in nature, in the trees, everywhere. That's a beautiful thing. It is also very close to the animist understanding of the world. Yeah. So yeah, what do you think about the postmodernists trying to rewrite Viking history, especially in Sweden schools, to especially erase it? I made a video about that, or 2 or 3 maybe. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We see a lot of these, these people, they view that, the Norse culture, they view that as something, they want to destroy it. They don't like it, so they want to destroy it. And they also want to make it theirs. And what I've seen in Viking festivals during the last few years, which is also the reason why I don't attend those this year, is that a lot of that has gone into that into the groups, the reenactment groups. So it's become very, dare I say, liberal. Yeah. And to me, that's wrong. That's not how it should be. I think it comes from a fear. It started with a fear of being associated with certain people who like a certain ideology that was popular in the 1930s in parts of Europe. Okay. But now I am actually tired, and I'm going to end this live stream 1.5 hours. And I want to thank you all for all the donations. I hope I replied to all the super chats. You can become a member. Here's another one. Well, thanks a lot, Wolf Moller. You can become a member of this channel or my other channels. And then you will have access to the members-only live streams. So, again, I hope nobody got too offended. But if you did, I get offended on a daily basis, and nobody cares, and neither do I. It's just part of life. And that's how it is. If you're a grown-up and get offended, just say to yourself, this doesn't hurt me, and I shouldn't be bothered by this, people are different, and people should be allowed to be different. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Anarchy Tattoo Studios, I'll just reply to that real quick. Do you believe or have experienced divine intervention or things that have been too coincidental to be chance? I don't know. I don't know. That's a big topic, so I will have to come back to that. Michael Murphy, well, thank you for the donation, and thank you. Wonderful, thanks a lot. Okay, that's all for now. Going to have some breakfast, and take care, everyone, and stay strong.